Well, hopefully I can edit the first part of this talk to this section because I don't feel like starting over. But anyway, keep working on those with the color pencil to create your values scale. Getting a 10-step dark, medium, light, and all of those values in between. So it's going to be a little bit of layering, working back and forth, get a nice smooth application. That one clearly has to go a little bit darker because I want it to be just a smidgen lighter than that one, smidgen being the professional term. And then again, when I'm working on the lights over here, that one's pretty light, so this one's going to have to be just a touch darker. And I'm going to keep working my way from one end to the other until I get them 10 steps. The second bar down here is the one I really want to talk about because it's confusing to people. I've found over the years. They see this one, it's like, oh, we got complementaries, and now we have an intensity scale. Intensity has to do with adding the complement to one of the colors. So I have blue and I have orange. Now what people can't tell is that that's blue and orange, that's blue and orange, and that's blue and orange. So I'm going to talk about that. When you pick your complements for your intensity scale, you can refer to the color wheel and pick things that are directly across from each other, going through that center point. Now I'm going to do blue and orange because that's what I have here. The first square, you're just going to color that all in plain color. In this case, it's a primary blue. Pretend I colored that whole thing in. The square over here, I'm going to color in the whole complement of blue, which is a secondary color, because what colors make orange? That's right, yellow and red. So the complement has all of the primaries together. When I have blue and orange, I have all of the primaries. Now I'm going kind of sloppy because I want to get this whole thing recorded before lunch. And I would color that in until it gets kind of darker, brighter in the case of orange. Okay, I'll keep coloring that one in, but I got the finished one here. The neutral, the idea behind the neutral is you're using about the same amount of blue and orange, and you will start to get a brownish color. So I'm going to jump straight to that middle, because that's what I feel like doing. It really doesn't matter which square you do next, but it's about layering complements. So I'm going to start putting that orange on top. And when I'm doing this, I'm seeing blue and I'm seeing orange. And in my mind, that's what it is. That's what my eyes see. But I have found that other people are seeing brown. And that would be a neutral. And I'm going to keep layering and mixing those colors on my paper. Now, sometimes I have to squint just a little bit to see it until I feel like I have a nice neutral brown. And then over here, I'm going to start with the orange. I haven't quite figured out if it matters yet what you start with, because they layer up and it becomes an optical mix. And I want more orange on this side than I want blue, because it's going to be just orange knocked down a little bit. So I'm going to start with that blue, and I'm going to try to get a nice application so it looks good. I don't want as much blue as that center square. And I'm going to layer up just a little bit more orange. Now I have an orange. It's had its intensity knocked back just a little bit with blue. And I would do the same thing over here. And this time I'm going to start with the blue because I want more blue than I have orange. And this will be a blue that comes up just a little bit grayed, not as intense, because it has a little bit of orange in it. Then I'm going to go back and finish coloring in these end blocks and make them look really nice. And I might end up doing that off camera because I don't have time lapse like I wish I did. So anyway, your second bar is going to end up having the bright colors on the end, primary with this color with a little bit of that color with a little bit of this color, even to get a brown or a gray, depending on what you're using. Complementary sets in here. You can use any complements you want. Down below, draw a shape. Draw another simple shape that's interesting. Divide it in half. Color one side, color the positive, the thing that's there. On the other side, leave the positive white and color in the negative shape. And you can use any colors that you want. Now I gotta think of something because I feel like doing that. I'm going to divide it before I draw my thing, and I haven't decided what my thing's going to be. I did the butterfly over there. Maybe I'll keep doing a butterfly. Oh no, the pressure of trying to decide. Guess what? I'm going to do a butterfly. I'm just doing an imaginary butterfly. So one side I would color the positive. I would start coloring in the butterfly up here. And the other side of that center line, I'm going to start coloring the negative until I get it all colored in nice and neat. Make sure your name is on this paper. Put it in the turn-in box when you're done. Thank you.